So there I was, sitting at this little table in a restaurant in a country I had never visited before. And they bring out the dish. And I want you to understand, the color was wrong. I don't mean unusual. I mean a color that food should not be. And the smell was suspicious. Like something had happened to it. And the texture, I don't even have words. I picked up my fork, I took one bite, and I sat very, very still for about 4 seconds. Cheryl, what was it? To this day, I genuinely do not know. The menu was entirely in a language I didn't understand, and I just pointed at something random because I didn't want to look confused, and I got whatever that was. I ate 3 bites out of politeness, and then I found a pharmacy and bought crackers.
The pharmacy crackers. That is a food disaster of the highest order.
And that is why today we're teaching you the English you can use to talk about food, so you never have to blindly point at a menu and hope for the best ever again. Welcome to the Everyday English Chat Show. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Dan. And before we dive in, my own quick food disaster. I once ordered what I thought was a mild curry at a restaurant. I was assured it was mild. It was not mild. I drank 4 glasses of water, 2 glasses of milk, and then I gave up and just sat there crying quietly while everyone around me ate their meals perfectly happily. Today's episode is for all of us who have been there. Let's talk about food. Food is one of the greatest conversation topics in the entire world. Whether you're at a restaurant, at a dinner party, at work, chatting with a friend, or trying to describe something incredible you ate last week, talking about food in English is something you will use every single day. And today, we're giving you all of it. Let's start with part 1, talking about what you like and dislike, because food preferences are one of the first things people share.
And here's the thing. Most learners say, I like and I don't like, and stop there. But English has so many more expressive, vivid ways to talk about your food preferences. For a strong love, I'm a huge fan of Italian food. I'm a huge fan of anything barbecued. Huge fan signals genuine enthusiasm, not just a mild preference, but real devotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I could eat every day. This is such a beautiful phrase. It means you love something so much that the repetition would never bore you. I could eat ramen every single day of my life. I could eat this bread every morning forever. It expresses love through commitment. And I'm obsessed with informal, enthusiastic, modern. I'm absolutely obsessed with dumplings right now. Right now at the end suggests it's a current phase, which is very relatable and very natural.
And I love anything with a broad preference based on a specific ingredient. I love anything with garlic. I love anything with lemon. I love anything with coconut. It tells people about your palate in a very efficient, natural way. And one of my all-time favorite food phrases, it's my guilty pleasure. A guilty pleasure is something you enjoy even though you feel a little like you probably shouldn't, usually because it's unhealthy or indulgent or perhaps slightly embarrassing. Cheese on everything is my absolute guilty pleasure. Fast food chips at midnight, total guilty pleasure. Everyone has one. Everyone relates. Right. And for dislikes, I'm not really a fan of gentle, polite dislike. I'm not really a fan of liver. It's soft enough not to cause offense. It's not my thing. Even more relaxed. Oysters are just not really my thing. No drama, no strong emotion, just a calm statement of preference. I can't stand. Now this is strong. I cannot stand the smell of blue cheese. I can't stand anything that's overly sweet. Reserve this for genuine, deep dislikes.
And it's a bit too for me. This is a really elegant way to explain a dislike by naming the specific quality that's too much. It's a bit too rich for me. It's a bit too spicy for me. A bit too sweet, a bit too heavy. You're not just rejecting the food, you're explaining your palate. And then one of the most sophisticated food phrases in English. It's an acquired taste. An acquired taste is something that most people don't enjoy the first time they encounter it, but can gradually grow to love over time with more exposure. Blue cheese is definitely an acquired taste. Bitter dark chocolate is an acquired taste. Marmite, the ultimate acquired taste. If someone offers you something unusual and you're not sure, you can say, I think it might be an acquired taste. I'd love to try it. Okay, controversial food opinions. Dan, go first. What do you love that most people find strange?
Okay, pineapple on pizza. I said it. I'm a huge fan. I could eat it every day. I will not apologize. The sweet-salty combination is exactly my thing, and if that makes me controversial, so be it. And I know everyone looks at me like I've said something criminal, but it's just a bit too rich and a bit too sweet. Except white chocolate. White chocolate is my guilty pleasure.
Dan, I cannot stand pineapple on pizza. It is not my thing. The texture, the sweetness, it's a bit too much for me. But my controversial opinion is that I am genuinely not a fan of chocolate. White chocolate is barely even chocolate. Okay, listeners, your turn. What food are you obsessed with right now? And what is your guilty pleasure? Say it out loud. I'm a huge fan of, or I could eat every day. Go on.
Part 2. Describing flavors, textures, and how food actually tastes. Because most learners only have good and bad, and that is nowhere near enough. Let's build your flavor vocabulary. Sweet, like chocolate, fruit, honey, cake. Savory, the wonderful opposite of sweet. Rich, salty, deeply satisfying. Most main meals are savory. Think pasta, grilled chicken, soups, stews. Salty, a strong salt presence. It's a bit too salty for me. Spicy, contains chili or pepper, creates heat and warmth in your mouth.
Sour, like lemons, vinegar, natural yogurt. It has a lovely sour tang to it. Bitter, like dark chocolate, black coffee, some leafy vegetables. It's slightly bitter, but in the most wonderful way. Rich, a food that is very heavy, intense, full of strong flavors or fat. The sauce is incredibly rich. A little goes a long way. And tangy, a sharp, slightly sour, zingy quality that pops on your tongue. The dressing has a really lovely tangy kick to it. And bland, the opposite of all of these. Very little flavor, boring, unexciting. The soup was a bit bland. It really needed more seasoning.
And textures, because how food feels in your mouth is just as important as how it tastes. Crispy, a light, delicate golden crunch. The chicken skin was perfectly crispy. Crunchy, a more robust, firm, snappy texture. Raw vegetables, chips, nuts. Tender, beautifully soft, easy to chew, particularly used for meat. The lamb was so tender it just fell off the bone. Creamy, smooth, velvety, rich texture. The risotto was beautifully creamy. Fluffy, light, soft, airy. The bread rolls were perfectly fluffy inside. And chewy, requires significant chewing. Can be positive, a good steak, or negative, overcooked pasta.
Dan, explain the difference between crispy and crunchy. You always have very strong feelings about this.
Right, so crispy is a lighter, more delicate crunch. Think the skin on a roasted chicken, a perfect piece of pastry, a prawn cracker. It's thin and it shatters elegantly. Crunchy is more robust. Raw carrots, crackers, granola. It requires more effort from your teeth. Crispy is elegant. Crunchy is hearty.
I actually mostly agree with that. I would say the lines are blurrier than Dan thinks. You can absolutely have crunchy pastry, but broadly, yes. Crispy is more cooking related, crunchy is more texture related. Both excellent things to say about food. Now, the power describing phrases. It just melts in your mouth. The highest possible compliment for tender, soft food. It means the food is so perfectly cooked and soft that it literally dissolves on your tongue without any effort. This chocolate just melts in your mouth. Dreamy.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely divine. Divine means heavenly, godlike. When food is divine, it feels like a spiritual experience. This pasta sauce is absolutely divine. And the drama queen of food compliments, it's to die for. So delicious, it would be worth sacrificing your life for. Obviously hyperbole, exaggeration for effect, but completely natural and very commonly used. The tiramisu is to die for. You have to try it. And on the less exciting end, it's nothing special. Pleasant, inoffensive, but no strong reaction. Nice, but nothing special. And it left a lot to be desired. It was disappointing, significantly below expectations.
Okay, guessing game. Cheryl is going to describe a dish using only flavor and texture words. I have to guess what it is. Ready?
Okay, so it's very creamy and rich, slightly sweet, beautifully smooth, absolutely melts in your mouth. It can be cold or warm. Sometimes it's a little bitter underneath the sweetness. It comes in layers. It's absolutely divine. People have it as a dessert, and it is genuinely to die for.
Creamy, rich, sweet, bitter notes, layers, can be cold or warm. Is it tiramisu?
It could be. I was thinking creme brulee, but tiramisu fits almost perfectly too. And that is the power of food vocabulary. You can paint an entire picture without saying the name. Listeners, think of your absolute favorite food. Can you describe it? Try it's and really with a texture. Describe it out loud. Don't say the name, just the flavor and feel.
Part 3. Talking about restaurants, because eating out and recommending places is one of the richest, most enjoyable food conversation topics there is, and English has brilliant phrases for every part of it. For recommending, you have to try is the most enthusiastic opener. You have to try that new Greek place. It's incredible. You have to implies the recommendation is almost a necessity, not just a suggestion. It's very compelling.
Yeah.
And the strongest possible recommendation in English? I cannot recommend it enough. It means you've run out of good things to say about it. There are not enough words to convey how good it is. Honestly, I cannot recommend this place enough. Go tonight if you can. And it's a hidden gem. A hidden gem is a place, restaurant, cafe, shop that not many people know about, but is absolutely fantastic. The gem is the quality. Hidden means it's a secret. There's this little hidden gem of a cafe 2 streets over. The pastries are to die for.
And for describing the experience, the service was excellent, or the service was a bit slow. It had a great atmosphere, or it had a great vibe. Vibe, the general feeling and energy of a place. The vibe was so warm and relaxed, we didn't want to leave. It was packed, completely full, no empty tables. We had to book weeks in advance. The restaurant is so popular, reservations are needed far ahead. And, one of my favorites, it's the kind of place you'd take someone for a special occasion. It's impressive, it's romantic, it's memorable. Fancy restaurant disaster, tell them. So there was this very fancy, very pretentious restaurant, very highly reviewed. We booked weeks in advance. The atmosphere was indeed lovely, candlelit, beautiful. But the portions? The portions were so small that by the end of the 7-course tasting menu, I had eaten the equivalent of about 1 normal meal. And the descriptions on the menu were completely incomprehensible. One dish was described as a meditation on the essence of turnip.
It was a single thin slice of turnip on a plate. I ate it in one bite. I was starving by the time I got home, and I had a bowl of cereal. A magnificent, comforting bowl of cereal.
A meditation on the essence of turnip? That is not food, that is philosophy. Listeners, think of a restaurant you love. Try recommending it. You have to try. The food is absolutely, and the portions are? Go!
And before ordering, what do you recommend? Asking the server for their personal suggestion. This is such a smart thing to ask because servers know the menu, they know what's freshly made, and they often tell you the real gems. What's the special today? The dish of the day, usually freshly prepared and sometimes excellent value. Always worth asking. And the essential practical phrases. Does this contain nuts? Does this contain dairy? Essential for allergies and dietary needs. And I'm allergic to. Allergic means your body has a negative reaction to a specific food, sometimes dangerously so. I'm allergic to shellfish. Is there any in this dish? A phrase that could genuinely keep you safe.
And customizing your order. Could I have it without politely requesting the removal of an ingredient? Could I have it without the onions? Could I have the dressing on the side? For salads especially? Keeping the sauce separate so you can control exactly how much you use. Very common, very natural. And for feedback after your meal, this is absolutely delicious. Compliments to the chef. Compliments to the chef means please pass my praise on to the person who cooked this. It's a gracious, warm, and very impressive thing to say.
And if something is wrong, the polite way. Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake with my order. Not, this is wrong. Not confrontational, just a calm, polite flag. I think there might be a mistake sounds almost apologetic, even though it's not your fault, and that tone gets things resolved much faster. And at the end, in British English, could I get the bill, please? In American English, could I get the check, please? Both mean the same thing. You want to pay. Same request, different word. No both. Role play. Dan, you're the waiter, I'm the customer, and something is going to go slightly wrong with the order. Ready. Good evening. Are you ready to order? Yes. What do you recommend today? The lamb special is absolutely incredible tonight. Very tender, beautifully seasoned. I cannot recommend it enough. Wonderful. I'll have the lamb, please. Could I have the sauce on the side? And does it contain any nuts? I'm allergic to nuts. No nuts at all. Completely safe. Sauce on the side. Noted. A little later. Here's your order. Enjoy.
Oh, excuse me. I think there might be a small mistake with my order. I asked for the sauce on the side, but it seems to have come on top. Not a big problem at all. Would it be possible to fix it? Perfect. And when the meal arrived correctly? Absolutely divine. Compliments to the chef. Could I get the bill when you're ready? And that is how you order in English. Practice right now. Say, I'll have the, please. Could I have it without? Go.
Part 5. Talking about cooking. Because food conversations naturally drift into the kitchen. Starting with identity phrases. I love cooking. I'm not much of a cook. Casual, honest, self-aware. I'm a bit of a foodie. A foodie is someone who is passionate about food as a whole. Not just eating, but exploring different cuisines, trying new restaurants, learning about ingredients and techniques. Being a foodie is about deep enthusiasm for food culture. A very commonly used modern word. And I made this from scratch. From scratch means you made something completely from basic ingredients, with no shortcuts, no ready-made parts. I made the pasta from scratch. She baked that cake entirely from scratch. It implies skill and effort and love. Very impressive. And it's a family recipe. A recipe passed down through generations of your family. It carries personal history and emotional weight. That's my grandmother's recipe. I've never changed a single thing. Beautiful phrase.
And at the other end of culinary ambition, I just threw it together. To throw something together means to make something quickly and casually without real planning. I just threw something together with whatever was in the fridge. Humble, relaxed, and very relatable. And it turned out really well. A wonderful phrase for when cooking goes better than expected. And the honest opposite, it was a bit of a disaster. Cooking verbs quickly. You bake cakes and bread, roast vegetables and meat in an oven, grill over direct heat, fry in oil, steam over boiling water, boil in liquid. And the three great failures. I burnt it, I overcooked it, I undercooked it. We have all been there. Cheryl, cooking disaster story.
So I decided for a dinner party to make a souffle from scratch. A chocolate souffle. Something I had never made before. In fact, something I had never attempted anything near that level of difficulty before. I watched 3 videos. I felt ready. I was not ready. It came out of the oven looking initially promising. It had risen beautifully. I carried it to the table, and as I set it down, it collapsed. Completely, like a building being demolished, just slowly sank into itself. And 5 people watched this happen in real time. I served it anyway. It tasted fine, but it looked like a chocolate crater. I turned to my guests and said, "So, I've attempted a deconstructed souffle." They were very kind.
Deconstructed! Brilliant save! And my signature dish, the thing I can make perfectly and am enormously proud of, is a very specific pasta sauce that my mother taught me. Very simple. Just good tomatoes, good olive oil, garlic, a bit of basil. From scratch. 20 minutes. But it is, if I may say so, absolutely divine. It's the one thing I can cook that genuinely melts in your mouth. I'm very proud of it.
A family recipe, of course. Listeners, are you a cook? Try saying out loud, "I love cooking and my specialty is," or "I'm not much of a cook. I usually just," fill in the blank. What's your kitchen truth? Part 6, Food, Small Talk, and Expressions. The everyday, casual food language that fills real conversations between real people. Have you eaten? A warm, natural check-in. In many cultures, this is almost a greeting. And in English, it's completely normal too. It shows care. "I'm starving." Technically, starving means dying of hunger. But in everyday English, it's a dramatic, enthusiastic exaggeration for being very hungry. "I haven't eaten since this morning. I am absolutely starving." Normal. Natural. Right.
And I'm stuffed. So full of food, you feel like you have been packed full, like a stuffed toy or a stuffed pepper. I couldn't eat another bite. I am completely stuffed. Very informal, very expressive, very real. And that hit the spot. One of my absolute favorites. The food was exactly what you needed at exactly the right moment, and it satisfied you completely and perfectly. After a cold, wet walk, that hot soup absolutely hit the spot. The spot is the place inside you that needed to be hit. Poetic, really.
And the most universally relatable food phrase in the English language. I really shouldn't, but... I really shouldn't have another slice of this cake, but it is absolutely incredible. I probably shouldn't have the dessert, but life is short. Everyone says this. It's the internal battle between willpower and pleasure that every human knows. And speaking of, life's too short. Used to justify a wonderful indulgence. Life's too short not to have the tiramisu. Life's too short to say no to fresh bread. A beautiful philosophy.
And that was absolutely worth every calorie. A brilliant expression for when something indulgent is so extraordinarily good that any guilt is completely, totally, utterly justified. Worth every calorie acknowledges that yes, it was indulgent, and yes, it was completely worth it. And I'm trying to eat healthier, or I'm watching what I eat. Very common modern expressions for conscious, intentional eating choices. I'm cutting out sugar, removing something entirely from your diet. I cut out dairy for a month and felt so much better.
Okay, final role play. Two friends meeting for lunch. Natural, warm, full of food language. Cheryl, let's go.
Oh, I'm starving. I haven't eaten since breakfast. Have you been here before?
Once. It's an absolute hidden gem. I cannot recommend it enough. The portions are massive, and it's very reasonably priced. And the atmosphere has a really lovely vibe. Very relaxed. Oh, I love that. I'm a bit of a foodie, so I'm always looking for hidden gems. What do you recommend? You have to try the mushroom pasta. It's incredibly creamy and savory. It just melts in your mouth. It's absolutely divine. To die for. I'm not even exaggerating. Oh, that sounds incredible. I've been trying to eat healthier, but you know what? Life's too short. I'll have the pasta. And if there's dessert that's worth every calorie, I'm ordering that too.
Until then, go out there and use your new phrases. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Dan from the Everyday English Chat Show. Can't complain, and neither should you. And as always, if you're not subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Bye for now.